Hello, my peeps. This algebra nation video will cover workbook page 41, problem number 5.
Alright, Nation, let's figure out another problem where we're trying to solve for a variable. So in this problem, looks like a biology problem. We've got the temperature, T, of bacteria in a lab that can be measured using the equation below. 7.2 plus 18.4 T equals 3.21. T is temperature. That's what we're trying to solve for. What is the temperature of the bacteria? Round your answer to the nearest hundredths place. Alright, so let's not worry about decimal places yet. Let's look at this equation we have right here. Figure out how to solve for T. So what this equation is saying, it's like, alright, we don't know what T is, right? But we know if we take the temperature of the bacteria, multiply it by 18.4, right? 18.4 T, same thing as saying 18.4 times T. So if we take the temperature, multiply it by 18.4, and then add on 7.2 to it, this is a positive 7.2, we'll get 3.21. So we need to figure out what that temperature is. What that temperature is, when you multiply by 18.4, you add on 7.2, we get 3.21. Let's write out this equation. 7.2 plus 18.4 T equals 3.21. All right, what's the first thing that we need to do? Well, when we're trying to solve for a variable, we want to get the variable by itself. Whatever term is being added or subtracted from the term of the variable, you need to get rid of. So with this 18.4 T, let's keep that as is. Well, we have this 18.4 times T. 7.2. Is 7.2 being added or subtracted from that 18.4 T? It's being added because really this is a positive 7.2. So if 7.2 is being added to 18.4 T, how do we get rid of it? Subtract. We're going to subtract 7.2. Am I done? No. Whatever I do to one side, got to do the other. So I'm going to subtract 7.2. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, these cancel out. Our 18.4 T comes down. That's equal to what? What is 3.21 minus 7.2? Well, we could do by hand, or use your calculator. Now, just looking at these numbers, 3.21 minus 7.2. So we have a 3.21 and a negative 7.2. Is our answer going to be a negative number or a positive? We're starting with 3.21 and we're taking away 7.2. That's going to put us in the negatives. So we know we're going to end up with a negative number. So you get a positive number when you do it, go back. You did something wrong. So we're going to do 3.21 minus 7.2 leaves us with a negative 3.99. Now, are we done? No, we still need to solve for T. Well, here we said that we were taking T, or temperature, and multiplying by 18.4. So what do? Got it. We're going to divide. We're going to divide by 18.4. Whatever we do to one side, got to do to the other. So 18.4 divided by 18.4 cancels out to be 1. So we're just left with T on the left. Well, what do we get over here? You can't just reduce this automatically in your head, right? That's tough with decimals. So when we're doing the decimals, take a say, go ahead and use that calculator. So we have 3.99, make it a negative, divided by 18.4. Now before I press enter, let me ask you a question. Are we going to end up with a negative or a positive? We're taking a negative and dividing by a positive. A negative divided by a positive is always going to give us a negative. Remember, negative times a negative gives you a positive. A negative times positive gives you a negative. A negative divided by a negative gives you a positive. And a negative divided by a positive is going to give you a negative. So we get a negative 0.2168. Now, is that my final answer? No, because in our problem it said round. Round your answer to the hundredths place. Well, what is the hundredths place? Well, when we're talking about what place, you want to pay attention to where your decimal is. To the right of the decimal, that's your tenths. And then if you go one more over to the right, then you're at your hundredths. So when it says round your answer to the hundredths place, it's saying round your answer to 2 decimals. So we get T equals negative point what? What does that 1 round to? Well, since we have a 6 in the thousandths place, we're going to round up. So we're going to round up to 2. So our final answer is